Welcome to the September 2021 Ask Your Guides Live VIP event. I'm so glad that you're all here. We're going to have a blast. You're going to ask your questions. Your guides are going to give you all sorts of wisdom. And we're going to begin with a short little grounding meditation. So if you will just take a couple of deep breaths, center and ground yourself. We'll see what our guides want to share with us as we start off this beautiful day together. So, dear wise Akashic teams, for all of us, what do you have to share as we begin our journey today? Oh, so I see this big cauldron up overhead, and it's pouring out what looks like bubbling hot liquid, but it's not going to burn you, so don't worry. It's bubbling with vital force energy, and it's flowing down into your crown chakra, but it's also flowing all over your body because it's pouring at such a mass that it can't all go into the crown chakra at once. So it's pouring all over your body, coating you inside and outside with vital force energy to prepare you for today and for the days to come. As you step into the prophecy of Earthtopia and you fulfill the purpose for which you are here at this time, know that you can call upon this vital force energy anytime that you need a refill. It's always there for you. Never allow yourself to get depleted, because then it gets harder. Stay in that flow. Allow it to continuously flow to you and keep you full to overflowing. And then it will overflow onto others who you can touch, and you can spread the love and light as we all step forward together into this beautiful prophecy, the awakening, the shift of Earthtopia, where we will have no more wars, no more hatred, no more bigotry. We will truly see one another soul to soul as the beautiful, perfect, magnificent, resplendent beings that we are. And now from my heart chakra to yours, all of that love is pouring out, and from yours to one another as we share in this circle of love, light, and wisdom of the Akasha. Oh, thank you, team. That was awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So take a couple of deep breaths. Get yourself ready, and let's see who's first up. Okay, so Crystal, go ahead and unmute yourself from Calgary.
Yes, I'm here. Do you hear me?
I hear you.
Hi, I'm Palorma Crystal from Calgary. Yeah, nice to meet you. And my question is, what does my spirit want? And what's blockage? And I try to go to my Akashic record. I never get anything, and how can I receive clear message from my spirit team? Thank you.
Yes. So for Crystal, what do you have to share with her today? Oh, they're saying, oh, dear, beautiful child, you're trying too hard. Just relax and allow our love and light to flow through you. And stop second guessing what you're getting. That's the problem, Crystal. And that's what a lot of people struggle with. They will get little insights, but they'll doubt it. They'll think it's their ego talking. But here's what I want you to know. If you do some kind of a little activation prayer to get into your records, and if you don't have one, let me know, I'll get you one. Your intention is to connect with your records. That means your ego has stepped aside. So whatever comes through, accept it. Sometimes it comes through choppy because that doubt keeps getting in the way, right? But just let it flow, whatever it is. The more you relax and let it flow, the more will come through. And I want you to try in some way to capture what you get, whether you speak it, type it, handwrite it, whatever, because when it's coming from your Akashic records, it's important. You don't want to forget it. And those little bits and pieces that you gather in the beginning will start building into this bigger picture of what they're trying to share with you. You may only get this much to start with. Whatever you get, be in a state of gratitude, love, and light, and then come back and do it again the next time. Just keep doing it. You're building your muscle. Over time, you'll get more and more.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because I took the Akashic record course and only one I couldn't connect it the whole 3 months, and I just gave up last 2-3 months and I stopped doing nothing. And now I just recently last week I started back to my meditation stuff, and I'm gonna try again.
Yes, please try again. And you might want to join my 21-day meditation group, because a lot of people in that group said the exact same thing. And before they knew it, they were getting these amazing messages. Somehow doing it together in the group has really amped up the energy, and it's helped everyone to flow more. So I highly encourage that. You're welcome. Okay. Katharina. Good
Hi,
morning.
Deborah. Okay, so kind of a general question. What do I need? What are my guides? What would they like me to know about the next few months coming up? For some context, I'm moving from Boston to England to be closer to my dad, who is very ill at the moment. So it's a big transition moment. I've had hesitation about going over there, and if it's kind of the right kind of medium-term move for me. But just generally, there's a lot going on. So I think I just want to ask a general question. What would they like to share with me today?
Yes. Okay. So for Katharina, what do you have to share today? They're saying, dear child, be at peace. There's too much angst and questioning your choices. When you get into that space, it's not helpful. So that's when you want to shift into your breathe, relax, allow mode. Just be quiet, listen to what comes through. Feel those choices in your solar plexus. Which one feels the best? That would be your wise choice. And that's always for all of us when we get into that place where we're frenzied and we don't know what to do and it seems like there's no good choice. It's stop, breathe, relax, allow, and then one by one, bring those choices through your solar plexus. Just sit with them, feel them. Always choose what feels best for you. And that will help you get started. Then once you make that choice and you start taking action, more choices will come in. It will open more doors. Does that make sense?
It does, yes. And just a clarifying question, relationships, is a move to Europe a good choice in terms of possible potential relationships, or would it be are there more things that are more aligned with me where I am now in Boston?
Okay, so in terms of a relationship for Katharina, is there an optimal long-term relationship waiting for her out there in the near future? I get a yes on that. And would it be more optimal in, you said England?
Yes.
In England, would that be more an optimal for? Yes. So what about where she's presently at? Is it an optimal place also to find this long-term relationship? No, it's feeling like that person is in England right now. But here's the thing, Katharina, the right person, and there's usually more than one, your guides will line things up to bring you together. So it really doesn't matter where you are. They will work out the synchronicities to bring you together. Either, a trip would come up and take you to where that person is, or vice versa, or you'd cross paths somewhere. So it's just knowing that that's what you want. Be clear about what you want, and then allow your guides to bring that across your path. You don't have to stress and strain about it. When you're in that place of peace and flow, it will all come together. It's when you're in that place of, oh, where is my love? I want my love now. I'm tired of waiting. That's when you're pushing it away.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, thank you. So I will access that place of peace. And can they offer any reassurance that the move I'm making is right at this moment?
Okay. So is the move to England the optimal choice for Katharina at this time? Yeah, I get all green lights for that. It looks really good.
Wonderful. Thank you. That's great.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Deborah.
Yeah. Jenny, you have a question. You're muted right now.
on it.
There you go.
Okay, there I am. So this is related to a meditation that I had last night. I got your message yesterday and it's like, I don't have any questions for my guides. And after meditation last night, I do. I'm just going to read kind of what I did. I reread the Metatron Day 18 message. And I looked at my post about sculptures in the park and took those thoughts and feelings in again and really contemplated the turkey spirit notes. I pulled up an album of Tibetan bowls in my music app on my phone that helps me focus. I made a connection with the Chakra ray symbol on my hands, that I was kind of inspired by one of the sculptures that I saw that was just, you could see kneeling feet and then this spiral of rock going up into praying hands. And I could feel the energy filling my hands, and the turkey spirit notes kind of inspired a statement of gratitude to the creator that I need to be more aware of their gifts to me. And so there was the gratitude for that. And then sending energy to what I see as natural disasters that are happening, and had this thing hit me that no, they're not natural disasters. It's the earth rebirthing itself. And that we need to be grateful for that and just send energy to those people that are caught up in that. And I kind of left that and was just quiet and just kind of really went into listening to the Golden Bowls. And that album ended. And then it was like a new album started. And this is the part that I'm like, where did this come from? Because it had tracks, kind of. And it started with kind of street noise of people talking, sirens, horns in the distance. Very, very busy street. I couldn't understand what the voices were saying. And then kind of this ethereal angel music track. And then a track of, and then all the music was like new age, sort of electronic, but I could recognize instruments within the electronic piece. And the tracks were cellos, which my husband and I played cello, and woodwinds and brass instruments and just everything. And I started this meditation at 11:30, and this music kind of stopped, and I checked my clock and it was 1:24. And there was not another album that was on my music app. Golden Bowls was the last thing that played. We don't own any music that's like that. And I asked where did this come from? What's it supposed to mean? And it was just peace, and I went to sleep. But I just wonder if my guides have any other message to me about really an entire album of musical tracks that played seemingly from my phone.
That's wonderful. Okay.
It was. I think about it again now, and it's an amazing experience. And it was like coming from my phone, and yet I was immersed in it.
Mm-hmm.
It was, and I often feel that way with the Tibetan bowls, but this was even more. And I felt my hands moving, with this energy ball in response to that, and my head moving. And
okay, let's ask what they have to say about that. So for Janny, can you tell her more about this beautiful album that she heard? Was it coming from her phone? No, it was not. So it was coming from the angels. Yeah, that's what I kept hearing. It was an angel orchestra. And it's almost like you were conducting it because you had that ball of energy, and what you had flowing within you at that moment melded with what the angels were bringing forth, and you directed it and you created this beautiful music. So I don't know if you write music, but if you could somehow figure out and write that down, that would be really amazing. And if not, you know, it's just a beautiful gift for you to enjoy.
I listened to, my mother was a music teacher, and I grew up in her belly listening to music and kicking to the rhythm of the band, and the kids would stop and watch her stomach instead of her direction. So music is a huge part of my life and always has been, but I don't write it.
Yeah. Oh, that's okay. Then it's just to inspire and uplift you and to enjoy.
Okay.
Almost like, you know, it was putting you to sleep.
Well, it did.
Yeah. So just a beautiful gift. And it may happen again, may not, who knows? For
Well, that's
whatever
what I'm
reason,
finding.
that's what was right for you at the time. So that's what they shared with you.
That's what I'm finding with meditation, is that so many days there's just nothing there. And kind of at the beginning, there was a lot. I'm sorry, my dog just saw other dogs. You guys have a good day. I'm here, but I'm going to turn this off.
Okay. Thank you. Susan, what do you need to know about your trip to Malta in 2 weeks? Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much all there is. That's the question. I don't want to give you too many details.
So for Susan, what can you tell her about her trip to Malta? It's feeling a little sticky at the beginning, like maybe there's some obstacles to it actually going forward. And I'm seeing bright tomato red. So that's your root chakra. So it's important for you to be very grounded as you approach this opportunity. So are you saying that the trip is going to be inhibited in some way?
Actually, that's interesting that you tuned into that. The trip is not inhibited, but my movement is. I've had some problems with my calves and walking, which is like very strange for me. So
Yeah,
that's the inhibition. Yeah.
I'm getting it's inhibited in some way. So I guess that's what it is.
Yeah.
So is that what your question is about your
Well,
legs?
it's a lot of, it's more complicated than that. I'm going to see my 92-year-old mother who has dementia before I go to Malta. And it's the first time really leaving on a plane in over 2 years. So I've been working a lot on my leg, and it's feeling better. I just want to know about the actual trip in Malta, which I think is going to go ahead as far as we know. So
Okay.
I've jumped over a lot of hoops to get there, you know.
So is it highly likely that Susan's Malta trip will go forward, that she'll be able to travel? I'm getting a yes on that. So yeah, while there might be some obstacles and some sticky things to overcome, the trip is still on.
Mm-hmm.
So do you feel confident that you have what you need to resolve the issue with your legs?
I'm getting, I usually go overboard with remedies, and I have a chiropractor, I have physical therapy, I have a yoga mat with acupressure points. I've done a lot of different things that I'm still doing daily. And I'm also working a lot in the records and working with healing as well. It's getting a lot better. It was much worse about 2 weeks ago. So
yeah. So what came forward for me at that moment as you spoke is that part of what's going on with your legs is a little bit of anxiety from you about what's to come. So it's letting go of that and just flow. Know that you are on your path. This is all perfectly aligned with where you want to be and go. So just relax into it, let that go, and then your legs will relax as well.
Okay.
That's just a manifestation of your internal angst.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Can't wait to hear about that trip.
You will.
Rachel. What's your question today?
Hi. Oh my gosh, I didn't know it was my turn. Hi. Okay. I have a few very short yes, no questions, kind of, very clear ones.
Mhm.
So first of all, my dad is going to the hospital on Monday. I'm a little bit concerned. So I think it will be fine, but is it going to be okay? Yes or no? I mean, it's going to be something complicated or not?
Yeah. So for Rachel, her father's procedure, is it highly likely that everything will flow? Yeah, I get a yes.
Yeah.
Going to flow and
Okay.
positive outcome. Is that what you're saying? I get a little bit of a catch, so there might be a glitch somewhere, but overall positive, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. Might be a small procedure for sure. I think so. But yeah, no, that's great. The next thing is, in 2 months, I still have no new destination to travel to. Will I be able to travel this winter to the sun? Yes or no?
Is it highly likely that Rachel will be able to travel during the winter to the sun? I'm hearing very strongly a way will be made. A strong male voice, very confident.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Will it be outside of Europe? Yes or no?
Will the travel be outside of Europe, the opportunity that she finds? That's a possibility, but there's more than one. So there are possibilities in Europe, you're saying, yes? Okay. So it's feeling like you're going to have choices.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. If I can go to the sun like now, then that's all that makes me happy. So,
Yeah.
okay. Then going a bit more into business, I did make an investment and I'm looking for a renter. Will I find a renter within the next month?
You broke up. Did you say 2 months?
1 month.
1 month. Okay. So is it highly likely that Rachel will find a renter within the next month? I get a big yes on that. Feels very
Awesome.
smooth.
That's exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just,
it's
you know,
how I feel as well. But yeah.
stay clear in your intention and confidence. Just move forward. I don't feel anything in the way of that.
Okay, cool. And then, a while ago I said, should I start a group coaching program, yes or no? And you said yes. I still haven't started it. So now I'm kind of making a decision. Okay, I'm just going to do it. Next 2 weeks, I'm going to launch it. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to post about it. Where should I focus on though? Is it more LinkedIn, more Facebook? Should I go on other groups on Facebook or maybe YouTube? Like, where should I find my
I'm getting this big
people to get on
swirl.
the program?
All of the above. Why would you limit yourself?
Okay.
Put it out
Be
there to the
everywhere.
world. It's a group. You want a lot of people, right? So I'm feeling like this big swirling energy. So just let that energy flow and pull in whomever is aligned with
Okay.
your message.
I'm postponing it and procrastinating it because I'm always like overthinking, how should I post and where should I post and where should I go? And
Stop doing
I
that. Just take
feel,
action. You got to just take
yeah,
action. That's what's holding you back. And the
okay.
longer you do that, the worse it gets. So just, like jumping into the deep end of the pool, just do it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. And just just make a decision that day, that time, and it will just flow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then about my soulmate, you already answered my question. I'm not even going to ask it with the previous lady. Like, it will come, whenever, it's the universe knows and the guides know. So
When you stop
I'm
worrying
okay.
about it. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm not going to worry about it anymore. I know it's coming my way. So that's confirmed. So I guess the last thing is, and this is more general, that's the last thing, like when it comes to monetizing my business, I always think like, where should I focus on? Is it YouTube? Is it this? I like monetizing my business. Like, what's the main message my guides have for me? I don't know, any direction, anything.
So do you have any direction for Rachel on her business? Anything specific she needs to focus on? Again, it's like, not any one thing, because it's not just a one dish meal. It's right. You've got all these other options. So yeah, you're going to put energy towards what feels the most in flow at the moment. And as soon
Okay.
as that shifts, then shift your energy to the next place, but don't limit yourself. Let it go
Okay.
out there and flow to the world so that it will attract and bring in those that you want to work with.
Okay. But money is going to continue coming in because I'm a little bit concerned about that right now.
If you stop worrying about it and allow it to, it will. Yeah.
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 Okay.
Because you've got all the pieces in place. Just keep
Yeah.
moving and stop second
Yeah.
guessing yourself. Because
Yeah.
that's you, every time you do that, you slam the door on what
Yeah.
was on the way to you.
Yeah. Yeah. And I stop myself when I'm starting, like, oh, maybe I should not do the clients and more on YouTube. And, you know, and yeah, that's
Yeah.
okay. So a bit of everything. All right.
Always do
Good.
what's in the flow. That's the most important thing to know.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Deborah.
You're welcome. So Eleutheria, you'll have to tell me if I'm saying that right. You're 53, you live in Greece, agriculturist from Athens, 2 sons. They got the vaccines and you're sad, you don't know how to help them. An owl hit the car. There's a lot here. Maybe you can just summarize it for us so that I know what it is you're asking.
I don't know if you can hear me now.
Yes, I hear you. Go ahead.
Good evening. Thank you very much for this meeting. I'm from Greece. I live in Kalamata, south of Greece. And before some days, I went to Athens. And then and there, my 2 sons did the vaccine. And I am very sad about it. Anyway, in the way back, while I was driving, an owl hit my car. You understand me?
Yes, uh-huh.
And this was a very great shock for me. And I really want to know the message, why this happened.
Yeah, about the owl.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So can you say your name for me?
Eleftheria.
Eleutheria.
Eleftheria in Greece means freedom.
Say that again. You broke up.
What?
It means what?
Freedom.
Freedom. That's beautiful. Okay. So for Eleutheria, what can you tell her? What was the message of the owl hitting the car? I'm getting, it was like a stop and reassess. It was really, because it was so abrupt and so out of nowhere, it's to stop and get your attention, to stop, to reassess, to look around. What else? There's something going on in your life that needs a little more attention and focus. That's what it feels like. And so maybe it wasn't getting the attention because you were off doing all these other things or you were distracted, but it's something that needs some focus right now. Does that make sense?
Yes, but because I'm in a period that many things have changed lately, and I really want to give focus my purpose of life, because I don't want to be again involved with things that are not let's say synchronized with my path, because I have to make some choices, and I don't want to make a choice and being I don't know, it's a little bit confusing. I think it's more that I don't have this focus upon it now.
It's feeling like you're too scattered. So when that happens, Eleutheria, the wise thing to do is to put down your list of concerns and then take a step back, prioritize them. If you have trouble prioritizing them, ask yourself the question, if I knew I only had 1 month left to live, what would I want to accomplish? That will help you figure out what's the priority. Focus on that. Then allow the others to come after you've done that. But this was a big message about stopping and focusing, letting go of all the distractions.
Because after this accident, the first thought I had is that I have worries and thinking that it really doesn't matter at all. And this is the distraction. talking about it. So I think it's like they say to me, stop thinking about these small things.
Yeah. You've got to let that go and just know that you can't control everything. And also know that there is a divine plan in action right now. So your worrying about it isn't going to help anything. That's actually going to help the negative side of things. So for you, just step into the light in faith and trust that there is a plan, that you are a part of it. And the way that you can help and make yourself feel better is to acknowledge that, to go out and share your love and light in whatever way you feel led to do. That's how we can all make a difference right now. Make sense?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
let the worry go as much as you can. I know it's impossible probably to let go of it entirely, but whenever you feel it coming up, swipe the page like you would on your tablet, let that go, focus on something uplifting. That will help you. And just keep doing that. You'll find over time that it gets easier and that you're able to stay in that light place longer. That's what you're working towards. Okay?
Thank you very much. I don't know
You're
if I can
welcome.
add something more. I wanted to go to Athens. Is this good for me? Because now I live in Peloponnese, so
I'm having trouble understanding your voice is kind of garbled.
now I live in Kalabata and everything shows like I have to move to Athens. Is this good for me?
Okay, so for Eleutheria, move to Athens, would that be a wise choice for her now? I get a yes on that. Yeah, flow into that. So Deborah, will you be a successful day trader, and do your guides have a message? So if you want to go ahead and unmute yourself, Deborah, will she be a successful day trader? Is that a highly likely option? Yeah, it's like I'm hearing, you know, that song, It's My Party, I Can Cry If I Want to. So it's like I can be a day trader if I want to. And they're singing that to you. So yeah, you can do that if you want to. And is there a message that you would like to share with her today? Yeah, just party on, sweetheart, is what they're saying. Have a good time with it. Don't get into a lot of seriousness because, you know, that will drag you down. Just stay in that light, moving towards what brings you joy. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes. I was wondering if there was something that I could do to be successful, but I guess, you know, just have fun, enjoy it.
Having fun is huge because there's not enough of that in our lives. We get way too serious and goal focused and we forget about the fun. That shifts our energy and then we don't bring in as much of the things that we're trying to manifest. So when you stay in that light, fun, playful side, when you're going about your days, that will allow more of your manifestations to happen more quickly.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Nicole, go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much. I have this message about changing physicians. So, and I'm wondering if this is there a healthcare provider out there that can help me, but I don't already have, or am I just healing myself?
Okay. So for Nicole, would it be an optimal choice to find another physician? Yeah, that's kind of a, if you want to, but you don't have to.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Does that help?
It does. It's so funny because I have a million questions, right? And the second I sit down here, I already know the answers to most of them. There's like no reason for me to spend people's time asking for questions that I already know.
Validation. We all need validation.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Our school board is having some issues and I'm feeling called to get involved a little bit. Is that an optimal choice for me?
Okay, so for Nicole, would it be an optimal choice to get involved with the school board? Oh yeah, I feel like you come in like a breath of fresh air and your warmth just kind of permeates through the group, and that's going to help them to be more effective.
Yeah, I know. But it's going to be hard, so I wanted to hear it. Thank you.
But you don't have to if you don't want to.
Right. I feel called to do it. It's just going to be very difficult.
Oh, no, that's a limiting belief. No, it doesn't have
Correct.
to be difficult.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Thank you.
If you feel called and you have that energy that I just felt, that's not difficult at all. That's ease, because the energy goes out ahead of you, paving the way to make it more harmonious.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah,
Thank you. I needed to hear that. And I'm just wondering if I might, what would my guides like to share with me today? I'm an open book.
Okay. So for Nicole's open book, what do you want to put in it today? I'm getting ta-ra-ra boom day. It's just time to celebrate. You've been working on so many things, so many irons in the fire, that it's time to pause and celebrate, do a little partying, lighten up, and then do some more work. But balance is needed. A little too much work, not enough play.
Awesome. So today's my 11-year-old's birthday. So I'll be playing. In fact, I might have to jump off of this call to go eat some ice cream and play football.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Okay, you guys, we're just going to pause for a moment. I want to introduce to you Joanne Moore, who is here today. And Joanne has this special summit coming up that I actually am one of the presenters on. So I would not do as good a job as explaining it to you as Joanne would. So I want her to tell you about the magic, the transformational magic that she's put together so that you will understand it. And I'll put the link in the chat so that if you want to check it out and get more information, maybe sign up and listen to the speakers, that you can do that. So go ahead, Joanne. Welcome.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I hear you fine.
Oh, awesome. Hey, how is everybody today? This is a really cool experience. Thank you for inviting me, Deborah. This is
You're
neat.
welcome. Let me bring you forward.
Oh, I don't need to be up close and personal.
Yeah, so they can see you.
Yeah, basically what I've done is I've collected 27 wonderful people that have been helping me grow over the last 4 years, and I am highlighting them in what I'm referring to as a chat series. It's a summit, but it's a series of chats where we all share the tools and tips that have helped them on their way. And it's 14 days of it's a love fest. I've had the privilege of rewatching the videos, and every single time it makes my heart glow. And yes, Deborah, it was a treat talking to Deborah and so many others. It's just an amazing experience.
So what inspired you to do this? Because I think the story behind is really important.
Well, I joined a group because I had this calling to do something. I don't know what it is exactly that I'm supposed to be doing, but I feel called to do something. And so I just chose this particular path because on my own healing journey, which I'm still on, I have a physical thing that I'm dealing with, and it's one of those things. But people that have helped me, their message is what I'm trying to get out to enable others to find their inner glow, to find what's calling them to do what makes them feel good, what helps them feel good, to make small changes or big changes in their life. And the beauty of the summit is it doesn't matter what stage of life you're in, if you're just feeling that first calling or if you're already on your way, there is somebody in this summit that is going to be able to help you progress past this little bump that you're on. And I would say it's a personal, I'm not sure what's the right word I'm looking for.
Part of the awakening journey.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you, because these things are a huge amount of work. And I really appreciate all that you've done to put it together. Very excited to start. So what's the first day so everybody knows to look for it?
Monday at 10 a.m. they start airing, and they run there's 2 speakers each day, and they run for 24 hours, and it's going to go for 2 weeks. So have 2 speakers each day for 2 weeks.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for coming and sharing with us about it.
Oh, thanks for inviting me. This is so cool listening to everything. I've already had a couple of, oh, that sounds like me.
Awesome. So I hope you put your name in there for a question, and I'll be coming up on you pretty soon.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Joanne.
Okay.
Okay, next is Melinda.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello. Hi. How are you?
Awesome.
Thank
Good to
you
see you.
for having this. I was curious if our guides have any advice or next steps or directions, or just making sure we're on the right track, especially in regards to my husband's business. Obviously, we're co-owners, but what he does, things are happening a little faster as far as pivoting than I was ready for. So yeah, so just have some concerns, and would love to know if we're, if we're missing something out there, like
Okay.
any advice.
No, because you're such an amazing manifester, that's going to happen. Things are going to go faster than maybe you expected. So that's part of the responsibility, right?
Thanks.
So for Ryan's business, what can you tell us about what's happening? Is it in the flow? Is everything going the way it is optimal? Yeah, I get this really warm feeling in the pit of my stomach. Like, yeah, it's yummy. It's moving forward. And there's this tinge of excitement, but there's also calmness, which is really cool because it's not like an out of control thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, except for yesterday, maybe. So I've been, because I see it unfolding, but then he hurt his arm, which I also, as we get older, this was part of my concern. And then Dr. Whimsy had predicted that too. I think I told you that. So, yeah. And then we had like a major equipment issue yesterday. It's just like, oh, give me a break. So yeah, I just, if
what it feels like, you've been spoiled because everything has gone so well. And the business has grown so fast and so beautifully. Everybody has those glitches now and then. And if you can shift your perception that it's not a bad thing, it's actually a chance for you to stop, regroup, assess where you're at, decide if you're on the right path or if you want to shift. So things breaking down, that's an opportunity to do that. Right? And you'll deal with it and you'll move forward. And the injury to his arm, that doesn't feel like it's going to be anything long-term serious. That feels like something that can be worked out.
Good. Because I felt like yesterday when the equipment thing happened, I just felt like my intuition. So I'd love to know if I'm on track here, that it was just like he needs his arm to heal. Like he needs to take a few days and like seriously not work. And so I even made him cancel his trip for tomorrow that's on the other boat, because I'm like, you just need to, you need to rest. So so I just want to get a beat if I'm
So for Ryan, is rest the thing that's really so he's got to remember he's not a machine, and he created this business because it's what he loves doing. So if he's straying into where it's not feeling that he loves, he's doing stuff that's not so fun and, pushing, it's time to stop and take assessment of that, let go of those things and keep refocusing and getting back on that path, staying on that path of only those things that lift him up, that feel so wonderful. And then he won't overextend. There'll be more balance. It feels a little unbalanced right now.
Yeah, it's gotten very unbalanced actually with the people. So, and that has been a challenge. So is getting back to what the core of what his love is versus the people. So, yeah. So
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess we just keep doing our thing.
It all feels good and in alignment. You know, it's like stirring the pot and the sauce is just coming along beautifully. So just
Okay.
keep doing that and, you know, don't get into stress, stay in joy.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Hey, and this
Thank you.
color is for you.
I love it. It's gorgeous. It's very cool. It's very fun.
Yeah, I thought
Perfect.
about you when I chose it.
Yeah, it's very pretty. I love it. Awesome. Thank
Awesome.
you.
You're welcome. Okay, so you guys, I put the link for Joanne's program in the chat if you didn't already see it. So it's there. You can go check it out. Nina, you're next.
Good morning. Thank you for having this event.
Oh, it's a pleasure. So glad you could come.
Yeah, thank you. I contacted an artist several months ago to see if he could authenticate a piece or a couple pieces of art that I have. And will he ever get in contact with me? His name is Gerald Silva.
Okay, so this art guy, Gary, is it highly likely he's going to be in touch with Nina? No, the energy is very flat, like he's just not into it, kind of blowing you off is what it feels like.
Okay. Yeah, it felt that way. He's probably the only person that could authenticate it, but I didn't want to.
No, there's got to be somebody else. Don't limit yourself with that.
Okay.
Put it out to the universe that you want to find the right person. He's obviously not the right person because it's not working out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great, thank you.
So whenever something comes up and you think you can't, it's not going to happen, you know, it's like a wall, then it's time to step back and ask yourself, okay, how can I do this? Rather than limiting, because if it's something you desire, it's in alignment with your path, there's no reason it can't happen. It's just a matter of shifting yourself to being in the right place at the right time.
Okay. That's great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I had a couple more questions here. Why do I always see eyes in my meditations, and who are they, or is that important?
Okay. So for Nina, what are all these eyes about in her meditations? Oh, wow. Whew, that one hit me in the chakra. They want you to know that you're seen. It's about a big message to you that you are seen, and they don't want you to forget that. So have you had a time in your life when you maybe felt invisible?
Yes.
Yeah.
Many.
It's
Wow.
huge. So now that you understand that that's what it's about, it'll be really interesting to see if it changes.
Yes.
Maybe they'll start winking at you now that you understand what it's about.
You know, it's really funny. It's like, sometimes even when I go to grocery stores, I've even said to my husband, like, am I invisible? People just run into me. So that's fascinating.
Yeah. So this is part of your journey to becoming visible, to be seen. You're seen by those who count. Now it's time to allow yourself to be seen in the third dimensional world, to really step into your power, to let your energy bubble extend from you so that people will feel you before you get there. And they will see.
Okay. That's probably the most important message I could get all day.
That's awesome.
Well, I go back to work. I had a sense that somebody might call me and I don't know, offer me a job. It's kind of a bizarre thought, but I just was curious. That's just like, let it go, or should I pursue that more?
Okay. So is it an optimal choice for Nina to pursue another job? Yeah, if you want to, absolutely.
Okay. Okay.
And this time you'll be.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
This time you'll be seen.
Oh, you know, that's interesting. Yeah, thank you. What were the crows following me for? I had crows lie in front of my car, follow me as I walked on my walk. What were they trying to tell me this summer?
Okay, so what are the crows trying to tell Nina? Oh, well, the first thing is we see you. They're all squawking. We see you.
They would sit up on my fireplace and scream down the fireplace if I was inside. So weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but there's more. That's not all.
Okay.
So they're kind of like way showers. So if you're feeling lost or unsure about which way to go, let the crows guide you.
Cool.
I had an experience when I wrote my book that I was going out to get the photo shoot for the photo for the book, and I was losing light. I wanted it in this park. And everywhere I went, the light was at the wrong angle. It was too bright. Everything was too washed out. I couldn't get it. And I'm starting to panic because the light is really going down. And now I'm not going to be able to do anything. And I've got a deadline. I've got to get the pictures in. As I'm driving down the road, 3 crows appeared over me and started flying down a different road. So I followed them. Just in the moment, it felt like, okay, they're there. I'll follow them. They took me to the perfect place. Got the photo. Done. No more stress. Just that fast. So crows can be magical that way.
Yes, I looked them up. And I definitely paid attention, but just wasn't quite tuned in enough. So thank you so much. I'm finished with my question. Thank you, Deborah.
You're welcome. Thanks for being here. Okay, Shannon.
Hello.
Hi.
I have some questions about what are my next steps in my business, as far as like how I can put myself out there more and be seen. Like and what I'm doing now, is that working? Is that something I should continue to do? Or if not, I'd like more ideas.
Okay. So for Shannon, what can you tell her about opportunities? I'm seeing you walking around and it's like the ground in front of you has patches of sticky glue and you keep stepping into it and getting your feet stuck. And then you've got to struggle to get loose. And then you're looking for the path to get on that you can avoid the glue. So then the energy is like, oh, take a deep breath already, Shannon. Breathe, relax, allow. Close your eyes for just a moment. Allow the trust and the faith to come that your team will lead you through this almost minefield of glue spots. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So it's relying more on them rather than your own ego. So it's tuning in and feeling your way through your choices rather than listening to ego's voice about what you should do. There's more of that that's required.
Well, then that opens up for me, like, because sometimes I get confused if I'm hearing guidance or if that's my mental ego, because my ego is pretty good at convincing me it's it's guidance.
Yes. So did you do my meditation that's the powwow with the 3 aspects of self? Have you seen that one?
I don't know if I have.
Send me an email. I'll get you the link to it. You need to do that meditation. It's you go into a higher space and you have a powwow with your soul, your higher self, and your ego. You work it out. And it'll guide you through it in the meditation. I talked about it in my book. So if you got my book, it's in there. I tell the story about how one time my guides just said to me, you need to make friends with your ego. You don't have to be enemies. And it was like such a revelation because, we all.
Well, and I've been friends with it my whole life. It's like my closest companion. I discuss everything with. I confuse it as, I guess, higher guidance maybe at times.
But ego is trying to keep you safe and hold you back until you die. Soul wants to soar. And then higher self is stuck in the middle being pulled like, a tug of war. So it's sitting down, working it out between the 3 of you, what you want. And for me, it was getting ego to agree to stretch a little bit and to try some new things that she might actually like it. And after that, things shifted in a massive way.
That what you just said right there hit me, because lately I've been, ego saying, no, this is scary, that, don't do this. And I'm just ignoring it and doing it anyway. And there's no conversation there. So that's interesting that you said that.
Yeah.
And then I was wondering if there is any other messages that my guides have for me.
Okay. Anything else you want to share with Shannon today? Oh, they're saying just go out in the sun and have fun, baby. Relax. You need more play and more fun, because that'll break up some of this stress and strain that you're feeling about your path. Right? Okay. You always want to sprinkle that fun in there. It's such a necessary ingredient to your life recipe. When you add the fun, you will have more flow.
Okay.
And
Thank
more
you.
insights. You're welcome. Ivana.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to see you.
Likewise. What's your question?
Well, first, just thank you for being here today. I've gotten so many, I think, answers and nudges already from what other people have been saying. And so I'm kind of glad you didn't see the first list of people, because I was way at the top. And now it's like I'm really listening and absorbing, just like I am with the 21-day meditation. I'm still there. I'm still doing it. I'm just not posting a lot, but a lot is going on. Update on my husband's health. A lot of us had talked about thinking it was a heart issue. A number of us got, like 90%, I think it was, that it was heart issue, and it came up not heart at all, vascular insufficiency. And so I think for me, that may be part of why I'm struggling with some other things right now. Like I'm questioning, I felt 100% several times that it was a heart issue. Everything medically has said it's not. And so I think maybe it's making me question some other things. So I guess my biggest question right now is I'm having this tug of war. I've started my own business, but I'm still working full-time in my government job. And I feel that there are still things to be accomplished in my government job, and that I can do the government and the entrepreneurial life coaching at the same time within limits, because there's only so many hours in a day. My business coach is really pushing me, you need to step out of that job. You need to get fully into your genius. And I'm struggling with allowing myself to know what it is I want and standing in that strength. I'm really questioning myself a lot. My husband's like, well, what do you want? And I'm like, I don't know. And it's like, but you do know, but I don't want to accept it. So I guess part of what I want to hear is, what do my guides have to say about this tug of war I'm having with myself about this position? Do I stay? Do I go? Yeah. Just, I'll be quiet and hear what they have to say.
Okay. Well, the first thing I want to address the heart that maybe will help you. We're not doctors. So those of us who were all dowsing and asking, and we all got heart, it's because it felt energetically like heart to us. I think that's what it is. And so don't let that throw you off, that you can't trust the information, because we're not doctors. We knew that there was something, but we just didn't get an accurate assessment, and that's okay. It's like asking the Akasha for specific numbers, and they don't do math. So it's not always going to be totally accurate. But as long as the sense of it is there, we're okay. So for Ivana, would it be optimal to leave her job now and start the business? No, because your heart's not there. If your heart's not there, you need to follow your heart. Yeah. Coaches can be wrong.
Yeah.
She wants you to move forward and proceed with your dream. But if the timing's not right for you, then you honor that. And that will be good for you.
But I do sort of feel like the timing is right to have a client or two, not to go into a full-fledged business. So am I judging that correctly as well? Because I'm putting a lot of energy into marketing and setting things up. And I just think my tug of war is I'm not ready to leave where I am, but I think that I can do a little bit of both.
Well, they're jumping up and down and saying that's just wise and sensible. You ease your way into the business by getting a few clients and getting the momentum going before you go cold turkey and quit the job. That's just the wise way to do it. And it fits your energy and who you are. The responsibility aspect of you as the independent entrepreneur. That fits very beautifully with that. So yeah.
That definitely resonates. And so, you know, I want to ask, I guess, just sort of the yes or no question. Will I get a client in the next month or two? In the next month,
Is it highly likely that Ivana will get at least one client in the next month? Oh yeah. Is it highly likely she'll get more than one? Yeah. I'm not feeling like they're going to come pouring in droves, but I'm feeling like
that's my fear.
Dribble, you know, oh no, let that go, because that fear is blocking the dribble.
Yes. Yes.
The thing, if you get too many, that's a wonderful situation to be in, and you can handle that. You might just accelerate your plans.
Right.
Or you might have to put them on hold until you can get to them. Don't let that thought jump in and block the dribble that's trying to come through.
And that's what I feel like I'm doing. I feel like I've got that fear of too much coming in. And so I'm blocking what is supposed to be here.
You know how many times I have done that? That's why
I know we relate. So thank you.
And every time it's like, whoa, wait a minute. Why are you worried about that? No, that's ego stepping in and blocking you and closing doors on you. So whenever that comes up, that's a time to celebrate, because guess what? That means you're primed and ready for that dribble to start.
So back to the coach. I want to be very respectful in how I communicate with her. I want to be firm in what I believe. Is there any advice on how to communicate with her so that it's not ego to ego?
Well, this is your chance to step up and be the independent entrepreneur, the boss, right? And say, I respect you and I thank you for your input. In this case, it's better for me to choose to ease my way out. It's almost like a challenge for you. Are you really the boss?
Yeah. Because I also feel like, you know, I'm paying her to guide me. So how much do I take versus...
With every coach you work with, this has been my experience, there will be some things that will work for you and some things that will not. They're not 100% aligned to you. They've got a different gift, most likely. So it's about taking the parts of what they're sharing with you that work for you and using those, letting the rest go. We fail with coaches when we try to go 100% with what they're sharing, because it's not all for us.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, one more question, totally in a different direction. In working with you, I understand so much more about myself, about being a starseed, and only in the last, I don't know, 24 hours have I started really feeling like it would be beneficial to me to know where I'm from. So I've been listening to some things and researching, and I'm just wondering if the guides can just tell me, or if there's a different path I need to take. And if it's not something I need to know, that I can just let that go.
Well, if you want to know, you should know, but it's not something I can do on this particular call, because I have to go in and do the research to find out.
Sure.
But we know you're a starseed. That's good. Yeah.
Okay. I'll email you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you.
Yeah. Thanks for being here. Gina, you're up.
Thank you. Disregard, I hit the return button instead of delete when I was trying to do that, so disregard the next one that I had a question. Anyway, okay, so I had this dream vision the other night, and I don't fully understand it. I was with my guide team, and they gave me this rounded rectangular kind of shaped rock. Well, they actually placed it on my chest, and it branded me in a way. It wasn't hot or didn't hurt or anything, but it branded me, and then it kind of sunk into my chest somehow in a way. And I just wondered if you had any insights to help me understand what that was about.
Yeah. Okay. So for Gina, what can you share with her about this odd branding experience that she had? It's a past life memory. It's from one of those ritual ceremonies that they do. So the cool thing about that is if you got this much of it, there's probably more for you to get. So I would, in meditation, ask them to reveal more details for you about that. And why are they bringing that memory to you now? There's a reason. It's not random.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anything else?
Nope, that's all. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Okay, Mike.
Hello.
Hey.
With real estate, it's under agreement, but there's some ruffles. I want to know whether that's going to settle with this one or the next one.
Okay. So for Mike, is this the one? Is the house going to finally settle? I get a yes on that. Okay. Do you want to know about timeline?
Yes, please.
Okay. So can you tell us how long it's going to take? Is it a matter of weeks? Months? Oops. Months. Okay. So more than 2 months? I'm getting like 6, 7 weeks, maybe.
Okay.
Right now, that feels like where the energy's going.
Okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
And I have a trouble. I'm learning something new, how to scan energy differently than I did before for information. And I'm having troubles with that. Will I master that and when?
Okay. So this energy scanning, is this something that Mike is highly likely to master? It's a maybe, Mike. It's almost feels like it's not totally aligned with you. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
So it's like you're trying to force it, and if it's not aligned with you, it's probably not going to happen. But if he relaxes, yeah, if you relax and stop trying to force it,
Yeah,
then there's the potential there.
that's the path I'm following. And then one other one, I have a very new emergency type project for veterans that I'm working on. I want to know if that'll go and if it'll go big.
Okay. The veterans program, is that going to be a success? Okay. Will it be, is it likely that it will be highly successful, wildly successful? Maybe not wildly, but definitely successful. A comfortable, that's what I'm getting. It's a comfortable level of success that you can manage.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Love you. Bye.
You're welcome. Much love to you. Okay, Sharina, you've been feeling time is getting closer to move to a different school. Not yet, but is that correct? And if so, where would be the place to move to? So Sharina, if you can unmute, let me just ask the first question about moving, and then you can help me with options so we can go through those if it is. So for Sharina, is it an optimal choice for her to move to a different school? Definite yes on that. And is it for this particular school year? No, for next school year, Sharina. So what are the options that you're considering? And we can go through those. Is Sharina here?
Hey, Deborah, I know she has a 9 o'clock appointment.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
I'll relay it to her because this is Danielle, Epiphany Starlight.
Oh,
yeah, I know it's been a while, but I told her about you, and I know she has a 9 o'clock, so
okay.
I will let her know to look back on this at this time point in the recording.
And since it's in the future, if she comes next month and brings her list of options, we can go through those so she'll have a better idea of what's a good choice.
Okay, cool. I'll relay that to her. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you. Susan Cox, you have a question. Hey.
Hi, Deborah.
Hi. How are you doing?
I'm hanging in there. How are you?
Doing good. I haven't forgotten your questions. They're on my list.
Okay, great. Thank you. For today, about 10 days ago, I found a lump in my right calf. And I'd like to know something about it, whether or not it's life-threatening, or is it a blood clot? Is it, some other kind of lump? Could they give me some information?
Yes. So the qualifier is I'm not a doctor, but I will ask your guides what they have to say about it. So for Susan, this lump in her leg, Is it something that needs medical attention? I get a no on that. That I would have expected a yes, but okay. Is it a clot? No. Is it just like a tissue, a benign tissue mass? That's what it's feeling like. Is it tender to the touch?
No, no.
Okay. So would massage help? No. I'm getting that, just monitor it. Keep an eye on it. If it does become tender to the touch, then you definitely want to seek attention. But right now it's feeling like it's just a little muscle mass.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Because it was,
again, if it bothers you and, if you're concerned about it, then you really should get it checked out.
yeah, I have set up an appointment for the 30th because I want to be sure, because I have a history of blood clots. So I want to make sure everything's okay.
Okay, so here's what I want to share with you. Before you go to that appointment, do you do tapping? Do you know how to tap?
Yes.
Okay, I want you to tap on healing blood and energy flowing freely through my body. Healing blood and energy flowing freely through my body, and do that. Do some deep breaths. Do a couple more rounds. Do that every day between now and the time you see your doctor. If it's a blood clot, that will help to free it. Loosen
Okay.
it up.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
And-
that's a super powerful EFT phrase that will help you with healing.
Okay, great. I'll do that. And does my team have anything else that they'd like me to know?
Okay. Anything else you want to share with Susan? Get some sleep.
Really? They said that?
That's a joke, right?
Oh, yeah.
They're joshing with you, Susan, because they know the struggle that you're going through.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I see them stroking your hair like a little girl lying in bed, and they're comforting you and they're stroking your hair. And they want you to know that when you're lying there trying to sleep, they're with you. And if you can relax and even like energetically reach your arms out and let them hold your hands, feel that peace and love flow into you, that can't hurt, might help.
Okay, great. I'll try that right away. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Warrior girl, your son accidentally recorded the same thing a month ago. Oh, that Janny did, and that's wild. Yeah. So Janny, maybe you and Warrior Girl want to meet and chat and see if you can listen to that recording. That would be really cool. Joanne, what do I need to know about my current project? Okay, so if you want to unmute yourself, Joanne. What can you share with Joanne about her current project? I'm feeling that trepidatious energy. So, that's normal, of course, and to be expected. So what they're saying is, you've got this. You've got it all planned. You've done it very carefully and methodically, and that's important. So at this point, just breathe, relax, allow, go through the steps that you've lined out, and you'll be fine. Don't spend time in worry or second guessing yourself. It's just keep moving forward on the path that you've got. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah, it does.
Anything else you want to ask about that?
Actually, I put a secondary question in there because I wasn't
Okay,
paying
it's
attention.
probably down lower. So what is that second question?
Well, it's my physical disease causes a lot of self-confidence issues. So I don't know how to get around that. I've done all the talking, I've do the meditations, and although recently I need to revamp because I haven't, but
yeah, so what they're saying is, Joanne, that doesn't matter because your soul is perfect, magnificent, brilliant, and resplendent. So there's a limitation that you're experiencing with your body, but that's actually an opportunity for you to express yourself in different ways, to expand your other senses. So if you are in the energy of, being sad and lamenting the limitation, then you're closing doors to expanding into this new, more empowered version of Joanne. So this is actually an opportunity for you to let that go Don't focus on what I can't do. Focus on what I can do and lean more into that with joy and gratitude, because they're saying opportunity like a flashing neon sign. They want you to shift that belief into this is an opportunity, and oh boy, look what I get to do now.
Thank you.
Does that help?
That's what I've been telling myself.
It's hard, I know, but
it's, yeah.
And of course, that's a limiting belief too. But yeah, just step by step, baby steps. Don't race. Take your time, because you want that methodical progress, and that's perfect for you. But you're on the right path, and I feel that energy flowing. So that's the wonderful news.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Okay, Catherine.
Hi, Deborah.
Hi.
Question. I've been asked to become a board member for a resource centre. Now, I believe it's not in great shape, but I'm just wondering, is that an optimal choice for me?
Okay. So for Catherine, being a board member of this resort, was that an optimal choice at this time in her life? Yeah, that actually feels pretty good. It doesn't feel like it's the be all end all. There's more, but for right now, that's actually a good choice for you.
Okay, thank you. And I've a little robin has been following me around all week. I mean, literally sitting beside me at times. And I'm just wondering, is there any other messages coming through for me?
Okay, so for Catherine, what's the robin about? Sweet peace, that's what I hear. The robin wants to bring you sweet peace and confidence as you move forward on your path. So I don't know if you felt you were lacking in those things, but that's the energy that I'm feeling from the robin.
Okay, so yeah, I probably there's changes coming through. I think energetically, I've just feeling a shift in the last week or two, a major shift, a more positive.
Oh, I just got one more hit. It's companionship too, because I don't know if you were feeling you needed companionship, but that's the other energy the robin is bringing. Just letting you know that there's somebody there with you, another energy.
Oh, that's fantastic. Super. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Dave, you're up.
Hi, Deborah. Nice to see you.
Good to see you.
On a side note, where's your co-host been?
Donna, she got really busy with these courses that she's teaching. So she's booked and not able to come on this day. If that changes in the future, she'll be back. But for right now, she's really booked.
Okay, good. So I'm taking a mini road trip next weekend. And I'm looking for any advice or guidance on that, maybe from my grandpa, who died a long time ago. But
what's your grandpa's name?
Jacob.
Jacob. Okay. So Jacob, are you there? Yeah. Is he a kind of a gruff guy? Was he gruff?
I didn't really know him a lot. He died in 1980.
Okay, I feel a gruff energy, but he's definitely there. So what would you like to share with Dave about his upcoming road trip? Just get out there and do it, boy. It's like, he's not a very emotional, effusive kind of guy. He's, not a big talker, one of those kind of men. But I feel the love and the energy encouraging you. It's just not expressed in a very effusive way. But yeah, it feels really good. It's like I've got your back kind of energy.
Good. All right. Yeah, I guess that was it. That was all.
That's all? Are you going to go on a shaman trip?
Yeah. So next weekend I'm driving to the Black Hills, and I'm going to do that little vision ceremony thing that I did.
Oh, that feels really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be huge, even if it's just me there, but it feels like it's a powerful thing. So
yeah, just flow with it, because whatever it is will be perfect for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
That's awesome. Can't wait to hear about that.
Oh, one other quick thing. I was going to stop and talk to a guy, Russell Buffalo Elk or something like that. He is a holy man, and I may stop and visit him on the way. Is that a good idea, or should I just skip that?
Would it be a wise, optimal choice for Dave to stop and visit with Russell? Yeah, if you want to.
Okay.
Feels
All
good.
right. That was it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Zinga. I hope I'm saying that right. Are you still here?
Hi, I'm here.
Hi. What's your question?
I wanted to know what my guides had to say about my love life, or like what I need to know about it.
Okay, and is it Zinga? Is that how you say it?
Nzinga.
Nzinga. Okay. So for Nzinga, what do you want to share about her love life? It's feeling like you need to lighten up, like there's too much seriousness. Like, you know, there's a time in life to just have fun relationships that aren't necessarily leading to a permanent arrangement. And it's important to have those experiences because it helps you to figure out what you want and what you don't want. So if you've been feeling like, you know, you want to jump into something serious and move forward in that direction, this is not the time. This is the time to be more lighthearted and to have a good time. Does that make sense?
Yes, I guess. And then I was wondering too, there's like a past relationship with a guy named Great that I want to work out like in the future. Do they see that?
Okay. So Greg, is Greg?
Great. No, Great.
Great. Okay.
Yes.
So Great. Is that an optimal choice for a long-term relationship for Nzinga? No. What about just to have fun? Yeah. He's good for having fun, but he's not, I'm hearing he's not the marrying kind. Like he's just not ready to settle down. He has different goals than you do.
Okay.
So don't waste your time. That's what they're saying.
Okay.
Anything else?
Okay, yes, I'm opening a hair salon right now, a hair salon and a hair store, and I'm just wondering if they think it'll be successful or what I should do to make it more successful.
Okay. So for Nzinga, the hair salon, is it highly likely that this will be a successful business? Yes. Okay. Is there anything you want to share with her that she needs to know as she moves into this? They're saying, just do it with confidence, baby. Step forward and do what you love. And don't let any of the naysayers hold you back, because it feels like there are some doubters around you who are not totally on board with your idea. So don't let that sway you, because it feels very aligned with you. So when it feels like that, it's like, you know, just dive into it, have a really good time, enjoy yourself. Don't work yourself to the bone. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't forget the fun. That's really important.
Okay. So, okay. And then one really quick thing, I like to ask my pendulum questions. Am I getting like the right answers from my pendulum when I ask it?
Okay. So the answers that Nzinga is getting from her pendulum, are they by and far correct? Yeah, it's feeling like they're mostly correct. And just know that for most people, when you're dowsing with your pendulum, there's doubt that comes, but you have to let that go and just trust that you are asking for only truth and you're expecting to get only truth. The caveat to that is that when you're asking about something that's really, really super important that you're emotionally engaged with, you're probably not going to get the right answer to that. That's hard to do for people who've been doing it for years even. So that's when you call in a friend, have a friend help you, see what they get.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Aya, you're having reliability issues with your car, should you keep it, fix it, or trade it in? So for Aya, the car, would it be an optimal choice to keep the car? No. How about repairing it? Is repairing it an optimal choice? And what about trading it in? Would that be an optimal choice? I'm getting repairing it right now is the better choice for you.
Hi, Deborah. It's Michelle. Aya. I use my other name, Aya. It's Michelle.
Okay.
Aubin. Hey, yeah, thank you for that answer. So they're saying repair it and keep it?
Right now, repairing is the better choice than trading it or, you know, getting rid of it, I guess. Repairing.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I wasn't sure if continuing to invest money into repairing it made sense. That was the question.
Let's ask, is there a limit on what you should do for repairs? Do you have like a budget in mind?
Yeah, moving forward, yeah.
So
because I've already put about 1,500 into it and I just bought it.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess, I mean, I would like to just, it needs work now. I don't want to have to put more than a couple of hundred into it. That doesn't make sense to keep putting money into it because I just got it. But I'd love to hear what you get about that.
So for the repairs, would it be the optimal choice to put a couple hundred more into it and keep it? Okay. And is it highly likely that that's all it will require is a couple hundred more? Now it's feeling like it might require more than that, but it's also feeling, Michelle, like it's not that much more. And when you put that together with what you've already spent going with another vehicle, you're going to step into that unknown again and potentially more repairs, which could, you know, keep escalating. So it's like you put that much into it. It's not going to take another 1,500 to get it going. Right.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
yeah. That's the question. Cause you don't need, the question is like, when is it going to be at the level that I could feel that it's reliable for a while?
Yeah. Do you have a good mechanic that you trust?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So
but there are things that pop up that they checked out and they said were fine. And then now it's making another noise, you know, and it's like, I just had them check it out. So that's where it feels like a big unknown of like, not knowing if I'm going to get nickel and dimed by the car.
Yeah. So here's what just popped in. Take some crystals, have a conversation with the vehicle, make friends with the vehicle. I know, crazy, right? Put a couple crystals in there, bless it, and say, listen, we're a team and I need you to step up and do your part.
Yeah. I do talk to it. I do talk. She has a name.
Yeah. Ask her to cooperate and stop nickel and diming you.
Okay. So
because it feels like there's something energetically that's leading to these little breakdowns. There's like a lack of confidence on your part, and she's responding accordingly.
Yeah.
I know it sounds crazy, but that's what popped in.
No, it doesn't sound crazy at all to me. And I gather from that this is not going to be the kind of thing that's going to be huge bills. If I keep the car and get it, to get some things repaired right now, that it's not going to be like another thing down, a month from now, another thing. That's not what I'm hearing.
No, it doesn't feel like that. It feels like there's just a lack of communication there. And once you get it worked out, it's not like there will never be repairs, because that's with an older vehicle, that's just normal. But it feels like you've already gone over the hump, and now it's just going to be the minor maintenance stuff.
Okay, that's great. That's great news. Okay, that's what I was looking for. Okay, I have another question. I had a couple of weeks ago an encounter with a little bird, and it was really unusual. The bird stood in a stairway, an outdoor stairway, for, it must have been 5 minutes not moving, not hurt, not acting like a bird. And it was so out of the ordinary that I feel there was a message. And I wonder if you could ask what that was, what that message was.
Yeah. Okay. So for Michelle, what was this little bird about? Yeah, it's feeling like it was an angel. Okay, so, but what did they want to share? Okay, so it's just about reminding you that they are there with you. So if you're feeling a little bit alone and overwhelmed by stuff, just know that your angels are that involved in your life that they will show up in a physical presence to remind you of that. That's what it's just a big reminder that we're here for you, Michelle. Lean on us a little bit more. Don't allow yourself to go into that place of overwhelm, because then you start attracting negative stuff into your life, right? When you go to that space of overwhelm and like, you know, crazy town. So it's breathe, relax, allow, know that they've got you, that they're always right there at your elbows to assist in any way that they can. Call on them more, let them help you more, because they want to help you.
That's really beautiful, because that was a really difficult day that happened, or the day after a really difficult day. And that's, you're echoing what I suspected it was. It was a very peaceful bird. It was a really peaceful presence. So it really spoke to me. And I think you're confirming just some intuition I had about it, but that's a beautiful way you're putting it. Thank you.
So you don't have to go to those places. Just reach out and take your angel's hand.
Yeah. Yeah. Wonderful. Do they have any other specific messages for me, just as my last, anything to add?
Yeah. So for Michelle, what else would you like to share? They're blowing kisses and they're saying you are so loved. And they don't, well, how do I say this? They're indicating to me that you don't fully absorb how much you're loved. You need to allow that love to really wash over you. Feel it. Know it's there. Trust it.
Okay. Wow. Beautiful.
You know, it's like the angels standing around you, hugging you in this big, beautiful embrace. They're in a circle around you.
Oh, wow.
That's how much you're loved. And they're like that all the time when you want them to be. Then they'll step back when you don't need them so close up. But anytime you're wobbling and just needing reassurance, reach out your hands, invite them in, and they'll be right there.
Thank you so much. What a beautiful, I'm emotional. It's a beautiful message. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Deborah. I'll talk to you later.
Okay. So glad you could come.
Hello. This
Hi.
is Deb from Minnesota. I just wondered if you had any messages for us, and I wanted to thank you very much for the message to stay in the district that I'm in, because as you know, it's been an amazing first few weeks with the class that I was given to work with and train and teach, and I'm extremely grateful.
That's so wonderful.
And Metatron is the one that told me to stay there, so I wanted to make sure that was told.
That's awesome. You've gotten so in alignment with the guidance that it's just in the flow. It's such a beautiful thing to witness.
It is. Thank you.
So do you have a question today?
Oh, yes. Just, are there any messages for Dan and I?
Okay. Anything you want to share with Dan and Debbie? Oh, I'm feeling like brr, it's going to be a cold winter, so get ready.
Dan's nodding his head. Guess what we were just doing?
Yeah?
We were cutting wood.
Yeah, you probably want to do maybe a third more than you did last year because it's feeling like it's going to really be cold and blustery and a challenging winter. So, but you guys are doing all the things that you need to do. You're being very responsible and moving forward with your goals and your dreams. So just keep doing that because I feel the flow of what you're doing. But, you know, whether we're just going to have to hunker down and deal with it.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
be thankful for the snow because we need precipitation, right?
Exactly. All right. And while we were doing it, I kept hearing the song zippity doo dah, zippity day.
That's the right energy. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was kind of fun. So anyway, so thank you for your time and your energy and friendship. Bye-bye.
Yeah. You too. Bye. So Janny, it was good. You've got to be off to a dog show. So glad you could join us. It was really a delight to have you here. And Warrior Girl says namaste to Janny. Sharina, you have to go. And Mike, in case you didn't hear it, Warrior Girl said to you, sometimes it's just karma, and that even Jesus wasn't able to heal everybody. Very wise. Epiphany.
Hello.
Hi.
Here, I'll start my video so I can share this with you.
Good to see you.
So, oh, I am blurred. Okay. I have a question. So can you help answer a question about my animal? Like sure. I have something going on with my dog and I'm not very intuitive with animals. And so I wanted to see if you can maybe help me.
I'll try.
So he has something going on. I don't know if his immune system's kind of going crazy, but he has something going on where he's like losing a lot of hair behind his ears. And, you know, the vet wants to say it's an allergy. But so I don't know, is this an environmental allergy? Is this a food allergy? Is it an allergy? Is it something to even be worrying about? You know, so I kind of just wanted to get an idea if like he's okay and he's fine, or if there is something bigger that I just need to pay attention to.
Okay, and what is his name?
His name's Romeo.
Romeo. Okay, so Romeo.
He's right here.
What's going on?
If you want to see him, say hi.
Hi, Romeo. What beautiful eyes. Okay, so for Romeo, what's going on? Is this an allergy he's experiencing? I get no on allergy. Okay, is it stress? No, it's not stress. Is it something to be concerned about? I'm getting a no on something to be concerned about, as long as, you know, he's not bothering it and feeling uncomfortable.
Yeah, he doesn't, and he doesn't really itch a lot. So I'm just kind of like, why are you losing this hair? And I'm kind of trying to treat it with, you know, keeping it a little moist with some ointments, you know, things like that. I think it's just like the outside world makes you worried, right? Like the vet's like, oh, something's wrong. You know, we got to like put him on this special diet and blah, 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 you know? So I just wanted to make sure
let's just ask if you should be worried about it. Is this something that Epiphany needs to be worried about? No, it's like, yeah. Unless he starts getting irritation or, you know, really bothering it, it seems like it's fine.
Okay. Okay, good. Because I can worry. I can worry. Okay, so I have a question pertaining to myself. I've been kind of tapping into doing like bioenergy work. And through that, I'm learning some things about myself. And one thing that I'm learning is that my second chakra is very dysfunctional. And, you know, that being like the emotional center, the center of like sexuality, like I know that like some things happened in this lifetime when I was younger that could partly be a part of that. And I know how to clear that. I just want to know if there's anything more to it. Like, was it also something that I brought in with me in this reincarnation that is something that also can be cleared? Because it's pretty strong. Yeah. Like there's some dysfunction there that's pretty strong. So is it just from this lifetime? And if yes, I know what it is. Okay. And if it is also brought in, if you can kind of help me understand, so then I'll know what to clear.
Okay. So for Epiphany, the sacral chakra is the blockage that she's feeling present life only. No. So there are past life issues, yes. And is it more than one past life? Yeah, it's like there's multiple. And was this sexual abuse? Yeah. So when did it begin? How many lifetimes ago did this begin? They're not being clear about the number, Epiphany.
Okay. That's okay.
It's a lot though. It's
Yeah.
like more than 20 lifetimes ago.
Okay.
Which would mean, of course, it recurred.
Yeah. Well, I feel like I ended it in this lifetime for what happened to me. It wasn't a sexual abuse that happened to me, but it was a loving person picking me out and abusing me, but not in a sexual way.
Yeah.
But because it was the love and the emotion that you put into being like, because it was a stepmom, you know. But I feel like I never considered myself to be a victim anymore. Like I'm not a victim of it. And I definitely feel like I've never pulled it through into like my reality in this life. So I feel like I ended it in this life, but I know I felt it kind of had that feeling like it was brought through. So that's good to know because now I know what to focus on. I don't think I need a number, right?
Yeah.
It's just knowing that this occurred and I just need to like, you know, pull out that platinum sword and like cut those cords and, you know, it no longer can,
just do a clearing back to the lifetime of origin.
Okay.
And then everything after that will go as well. It's like dominoes toppling. But the reason that you're experiencing it in this lifetime is because the energy was there that needed to be cleared.
Mm-hmm.
So you had to become aware of it, get to the place of, you know, understanding and wisdom where you could do that. So
yeah,
that's wonderful.
Yeah. No, I'm really excited because it's definitely been something that's I didn't really understand it until I started really doing the chakra work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much. You're
welcome.
So thank you.
Okay. Oh, and Warrior Girl. Sorry, I missed your message here. Are you still here, Warrior Girl? Your son.
Yes, I am still here.
Okay. So just tell me what you wrote, because you can probably get it more succinct.
I was just curious if Spirit or anyone has a message, advice, how to help my son at this moment in time.
Okay. So is there a message for Warrior Girl about how to help her son? And he's living?
Yes, his name is Michael.
How to help Michael? I feel a lot of heaviness, like he's under this heavy blanket. Is he depressed?
Yes, that's part of it.
Feels very weighed down. And forgive me, but I also feel like, you know, perhaps drugs. There's some kind of abuse going on there. Way out of balance.
No drugs, just depression, PTSD.
Yeah, it's something that's altering his state of reality. Okay. How old is he?
30.
Okay. So as an adult, then there's only so much you can do. However, this is what just came up. Do you know EFT? Have you done it?
Yes.
Okay. You know that you can do surrogate tapping.
No.
And yes, you can. You can do surrogate tapping. So if he won't do it for himself, or maybe he's not able, you can tap for him. And I want you to go look at Gary Craig's emofree.com site, search for PTSD. You should be able to find either on his site or even on YouTube, probably videos where he has tapped specifically with veterans for PTSD. So that's really some severe stuff. And you can see how they've been healed. You can listen to the phrases and the way he does the routine and do the exact same thing. Then as you're doing the tapping, allow your intuition to kick in about the phrases. Those can change, okay? They're not set in stone. Those you very intuitively want to go with. But it's there. Gary has case after case after case of healing severe PTSD. So what you can do is the tapping for him, and then kind of keep tabs on him and see if there's improvement. You don't have to tell him you're doing it either until you feel it's appropriate. Or if you feel it's appropriate, tell him, of course. And then once you see some improvement and or he's amenable, maybe get him there with you and do the tapping together, because that's further empowerment. But the wonderful thing about it is you can tap for him. And if he's willing to release that, then you can help him release it.
Okay.
Does that help?
I hope so, yes. Thank you kindly.
Yeah, you're very welcome. And if you can't find the link, send me an email and I will find some and send to you.
Okay, hon. Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, so Warrior Girl sent you safe travels, Dave. I don't know if you saw that or not. Lee, you're up.
Hi, Deborah.
How are you? Thank you for that. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. I have a couple of questions.
Okay.
I built this beautiful home for my parents and it's done, ready to move in, and they decided that they don't want to move in, specifically my mom. So I'm trying to figure out if she doesn't think she's deserving or she sees money in the house, meaning she wanted to rent it out for Airbnb, things like that.
Okay. So for Lee, her mother's reluctance to move into the house, is it a lack of deserving? Is that what's going on with her? That's part of it, but that's not the whole story. There's more to it than that. So can you help us understand what's going on? What's the reluctance? It's a very complicated situation where on the one hand, it's like, no, you shouldn't do this for me. It's too much. And on the other hand, I'm going to screw all this beautiful work up that you did for me. I can't maintain something of that level. So it's a real self-esteem mishmash of things. Did she ask you to do this for her?
No, she didn't. Is it a good idea she's not moving in?
Well, it's her choice. So if she doesn't want to, what are your other options?
I guess make it a business or sell it, or I move in myself. Those three options.
Okay. So the optimal choice for Lee with this new house would to be to move in herself. Yeah, if you want to, moving in yourself would be good. Would it be an optimal choice to house a business? That's also good if that's your choice. And what about selling it? Would selling it be the most optimal choice? No. You've got too much emotion and yourself invested in it. So selling it's not going to make you happy. So right now, because your mom isn't able to accept that gift from you, what would make you the happiest? That's the important question. So, you know, you can't change who she is. You can only accept her and love her as she is.
Okay. I'll sleep on that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe she'll visit you there and get comfortable. It could shift in the future.
Okay. But right now she is moving towards making it a business. She wants me to do the work and I'm tired. I've been working a lot and that house was for them. So it's almost, I feel like I was forced into that direction. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, so don't do that. Yeah. That's the important thing in this whole question. It's you standing up for what's best for you, regardless of what she wants. You gave her a gift, she chose not to accept it. But it's always still about what's best for you.
Right.
And then by extension, when you choose you first, it's always better for those because you're in a better place.
Okay. I do have one last question for you. It's a health question. I noticed my hair is just falling out a lot. It's alarming to me. And I feel like I've lost a lot of collagen and I'm wondering what's going on. I mean, I don't feel stressed to the point where that's happening.
Okay. So for Lee, losing her hair, what is this about? Is it a hormonal thing? No. Is it a dietary thing? So is it that she's deficient in something? So would it be helpful to take biotin? That would be helpful. Okay. But can you give us a clue about what's going on beyond that? I'm getting, it might be wise to get a blood panel just to make sure that your body is all in balance, because this could be a sign of something else that needs attention. But in the short term, biotin could help. It's just that's not the total answer. There's something else, a deficiency of some sort that's leading to this. So it's like an early wake-up call for you. Take care of it.
Okay. Well, thank you, Deborah, and thank
You're
you to my.
welcome.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Okay, you guys, almost to the end. Nancy, you're next. And you just wanted a general message. So for Nancy, what would you like to share with her today? I'm feeling like this big bubble welling up in my solar plexus, and it's like a bubble of happy anticipation. So it's something that's expanding in your life. Does that make sense?
It could.
Okay. So, and the thing is, it's weird because I feel that bubble, I feel it expanding, but it's not happy and it's not sad. It's kind of like in between, like mixed emotions that are attached to it. So it's a potentiality, but maybe you're hesitant about exploring it.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Did you get rid of that brown wall?
No, not yet. I'm making peace with it. I did other things.
Okay. So anything specific you want to ask them?
Okay. Nope, that's really, I was just looking for a general.
Okay. Should we probe that a little more? Is that enough?
If they have anything else to let me know or for me to hear, I'm open for that.
All right. So anything else you want to cap off Nancy's message with? Let it go. Let it go. That's what they're singing to you.
Release.
Whatever it is that you're holding back, and it's that bubble of anticipation probably. Let it go. Don't struggle with it. Flow with it. That's what's missing. It's feeling like there's some resistance and probably some fear. So just flow through that. Let it go. Know that when you take new big steps, it's normal to have some fear and trepidation. But as long as what it is that you're reaching for is in alignment and feels good, move through the fear. Don't let it stop you, because that's just ego telling you that, oh, you won't be safe. Don't take a chance,
Okay, this is perfect, and it really does apply. I'm a high school teacher. We've gone back to school, and we are all experiencing many, many challenges.
Oh, yeah.
So this really does relate to it. Just kind of, let it go and all those mixed emotions, because it's really is crazy.
Yeah.
All the teachers out there are just praying that things find their normalcy, and we work through with our students and our parents and get our worlds back to where we need it again.
Yeah.
So this is perfect.
This
Thank
is a
you.
time for you, Nancy, of leaning on your angels and guides more in faith and trust. Don't go into worry, because that will attract to you those things you don't want.
Right.
So you want to stay in that flow of confidence and know that they've got you and they will help you.
Perfect. That's a beautiful message. Thank you so much for your time and for everything you do. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for being here. Okay, Jenny, your pineal gland is calcified What to do to see through the third eye. Okay, so for Jenny, is that true that her pineal gland is calcified? Yes. Okay. So what can you tell her about opening her third eye? They want you to know it's an energetic thing. Your third eye is energetic, so it doesn't matter if the pineal gland is calcified or not. That doesn't impact the energy, only if you believe it to be so. So let that go and just flow into connection with your guides. If I think you're in our meditation group, your name is very familiar to me. So if you're doing those meditations, you know how it's been flowing for the group. So just let that happen. Don't worry about whether it's your third eye or it's, you're getting it through some other means, as long as you're connecting. People tend to get a little bit sidetracked and laser focused on, oh, I've got to open my third eye. Well, maybe it's not time to open it, or maybe it's already open and you just don't realize it. But if you get all focused on that, then you're missing the message. So just flow with the messages, let them come through. Don't worry about the calcification, because that doesn't impact the energy. It's you being connected, you showing up, allowing the messages to come through. That's what's really important for you right now. So I hope that helps. Oh, Ivana, thank you for putting that link to Gary in there, the emofree.com. That's great. So how can I best help my mother at this time, not physically, but spiritually, with the situation she's dealing with? Okay. So what can Michelle do to help her mother? You can teach her about finding the peace in the midst of all of the distress that you have been working on yourself. And so part of your journey, Michelle, is you've learned to do this. No, you're not an expert. You're a work in progress like all of us, but you can teach her what you've learned. Help her to find just those small little nuggets, those moments of peace and freedom, and help her to expand them. That would be the most glorious gift that you could give her. Holding her hand and helping her to connect with her angels and guides, to stand with them in that peaceful place. So if she meditates, encourage and help her to do more of that. That would be really wonderful. And if not,
yeah, I have encouraged her. I haven't spoken to her in a while. There's some kind of big issues in the family that she's involved with, and I have encouraged her to pray, because she's more religious. She wouldn't necessarily meditate. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure if she does that.
So pull a sneaky on her and encourage her to pray in a way that's really meditation.
Yeah.
Expand
she wants, okay, how do I say this? There are things that she's asking me to tell her that are going to be hard for her to hear. Should I just lay it all out on the table? That's my real question. Should I lay it all out on the table, or should I do what you said first, which is sort of the gentler approach, and just encourage her to connect with her guides, which is what I did the last time I spoke with her, which was a couple years ago? Or should I just, if I ever do connect with her again, should I spell it all out for her? What happened, why, what her part in it was, which would be, I think, a lot for her to handle, but maybe she can handle it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a wise question, because we shouldn't make choices for other people, right?
Right.
So for Michelle's mother, would it be wise for Michelle just to be honest and get it all out? It's an in-between, Michelle. So maybe get it out, but not all, temperate. Kind of like wading in carefully. Give her some, see how she reacts, and then decide what you want to do. But only what feels best to you, because this is not about your mother. This is about you and what feels best for you. She's her own sovereign self. She's got to take care of her. It's not about you fixing her, mending her, any of that stuff. This is, would it be beneficial for Michelle to get this stuff out?
Okay, that is what I needed to hear. because yeah, that is what I needed to hear. And it's a good reminder. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it at that because it's a big topic, but
yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe you can
Okay.
get it out without doing it to her. You know, maybe you can just write it all down and burn it, you know, do one of those ceremonies, whatever would feel best for you. Or you could write her a letter.
Yeah, I did that. Yeah.
Okay.
But I didn't spell out ABC in the letter. I spelled out generalities. So that was my question, is like, do I need to go further? But your reminder that if that doesn't feel right, that's okay for me to not do.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you have to step back and ask yourself the question, am I wanting to lay it all on her to hurt her? Or
no.
Wanting to lay it all on her just because I need to purge and she needs to understand?
No, because she wrote me a letter. She responded to my letter with a request for more details. I chose not to lay it all out at that time because she doesn't have a therapist or a counselor that she's talking to, and I felt like that would be too much to do, and then she doesn't have anybody to talk to. Because I stepped away. She used to talk about a lot of things with me, but I stepped back. So I didn't want to do that and then not have somebody she could process it with. And so things have changed in the family dynamics, and I could always have an opportunity to like re-engage with her.
Mm-hmm.
But from what I have heard from other people, she still doesn't have a therapist or a counselor. So anyway, this has all kind of been churning up because of just me reconnecting with some other people.
Yeah.
I'm telling myself now, I don't know. Go ahead.
But you're going into worrying about and what ifs about her, and that's not helpful. It's always going to come back to what's best for Michelle. Let her deal with what she's got to deal with. That's not your business.
Yes.
Truly.
That is so helpful, and that is what I need to hear. Thank you, Deborah.
You're welcome.
I just needed a reminder. Thank you.
You're so welcome. I'm glad you could be here today.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, you guys, it looks like we're at the end of the questions and we're a half an hour over, but so what, right? We had questions to answer. Thank you all for being here. Let's just take a couple of moments to close down. I want to remind you again, and I'll pop the link in one more time in case you missed it, for Joanne's gathering, which is going to be really beautiful and transformational. So I encourage you all to check it out. There's the link. So let's just take a moment, take a couple of deep breaths. Let's just express our gratitude to all of our guides and angels who were here with us today, to Metatron, to Creator, to all that is, for joining us in this beautiful bubble of love, light, and energy, to lift us up as we go about our week and as we move forward into the prophecy of Earthtopia. Because yes, there's some trepidation, but there's also a great deal of excitement because we know that something far better is coming. And that's so important for us to hold on to now in these days of so much uncertainty in the world. So thank you for giving us that beautiful prophecy that we can look forward and see where we're going. We know there's a destination ahead of us before the final destination, of course. We are headed towards something much more beautiful, much more expansive. It's so amazing, greater than we ever could have imagined. So thank you for that. Thank you for helping to keep us on track, for reassuring us in the moments when we falter, for always being there to lift us up. So much love and gratitude to all of you for being here in the circle today, to bringing this beautiful energy. So much love and gratitude to all of our guides. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And with that, I send you off with love and blessings. Enjoy your weekend. Mwah. See you all soon. Bye.